Hey guys, this is Tauna. Well, we thought the leaks were over, but then overnight there was a huge amount of leaks for two of the precons, the Jund precon and the Eldrazi precon, it seems. It looks like someone's really kind of stuffed up over at Wizards of the Coast. They've like sent stuff out really early. This isn't meant to be until like mid-June, and like spoiler season wasn't meant to be for another few weeks and stuff like that. So, we're going to continue covering it. If you guys are interested, let me know. I cover it this way. I put it up on slides and stuff like that and then discuss it as we're going. So if you guys have a different way you'd like to see it covered as well, let me know. Before we get into it though, make sure you subscribe, just do all that kind of stuff. Spread the video around. We're trying to hit 2,000 subscribers at the moment. I'm really excited to kind of build up the community and become hopefully a good, Magic the Gathering content creator. So let me know if you guys have any tips and hints and stuff like that. So first up, we've got Bloodbraid Challenger. So this is obviously similar to the Bloodbraid Elf that's already existing. But this one here seems to be like from the Jund precon. The Bloodbraid Elf already has like, haste and cascade. This one here adds in the escape here, and is another cost, like one more cost and one more power and one more toughness there. Nice card kind of thing. It's going to be nice to see that, the exile and stuff like that. The escape could be interesting when you're kind of self-milling yourself and stuff like that. So having cards with escape is going to be useful for that. We've got Pyrogoyf here. So this one here is, just normal Lagoyf, plus it makes it so that whenever it or another Lagoyf enters the battlefield, you get to deal damage equal to its power to any target. So you got a little bit of burn in there and stuff. So the Jund precon very much like, milling yourself and then, bringing back any of the Lagoyfs you mill, and then you've got some kind of escape stuff there as well. We've got Exterminator Magmark here. So this one here, same. This is Rakdos colors. Phyrexian construct. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets a single non-land permanent an opponent controls, if another one, basically you can copy it if it's got another kind of legal target. So, you use your removal on one target, now you get to use it on two targets. That's really cool. Very interesting kind of, Rakdos spell slinger there. And then you've also got the option of regenerating it there too. We've got Gluttonous Hellkite here. So whenever you cast this, you're going to be able to force people to sack stuff. So XX, black, red, green. And then whenever you cast it, each player sacrifices X creatures. It enters the battlefield with 2 for each creature sacrificed this way. So you can make people, it's a really great kind of board wipe. It's going to be an expensive board wipe, but you get like a really big kind of creature out of it too. Flying and trample too as well. We've got Infested Thrinax here. So black, green there. When it enters battlefield until end of turn, whenever a non-token creature you control dies, create a number of 1/1 green Saproling creatures tokens equal to its power. So this is like an anti-board wipe. So a big board wipe comes in, you flash this in, and then you're going to come out on top with a whole bunch of green Saproling creatures. Really cool. We've got Aggressive Biomancy here, a really nice kind of clone. So it's going to create X tokens that are copies of target creature you control, except they have, when this creature enters the battlefield, it fights up to one target creature you don't control. Now, unfortunately, this part here would still activate. However, if it doesn't remove the legendary tag from them, unfortunately, or anything, so they're still going to be legendary, so they'll still get sacked, but they'll still be able to do their kind of, fighting before that. We've got Tempt with Mayhem here. Choose target instant or sorcery. Each opponent may copy that spell and may choose new targets for the copy they control. And you may copy that spell for each one that each person that copies it. So a new kind of tempting card. I love the tempting offer cards. So this is really cool. Depending on what deck you run this in, you could do some really cool stuff. I like it for kind of like I'm working on a Riku deck at the moment, and there's some really cool stuff I could potentially do with that, where, you know, copy out a whole bunch of stuff. Unfortunately, it's not you get to cast the copies or anything like that. It's just copy it. So Riku's other ability wouldn't activate, but this is still really cool. We've got Swordhorn Nemesis. So when it enters the battlefield, you get to choose a player. Any damage that is dealt to them gets doubled. Really interesting. Really nice. Not as good as, you know, the other ones that just double damage against all your opponents. But if you're, you know, doing some politics and stuff like that, you could do some really interesting politics with that. We've got Broodmate Tyrant here. Very expensive. 4, a black, a red, and a green. When it enters, however, you do get to create a 5/5 red dragon creature token. And then it's also got Encore, which is 1 more cost than that. We've got Eldrazi Confluence. So this is moving on from the Jund precon into the Eldrazi one. So this one here, classic kind of confluence. Choose 3. You may choose the same mode more than once. You get to give something +3, -3. You get to exile target non-land permanent, then return it to the battlefield tapped under its owner's control, or you get to create an Eldrazi Scion token. We've got Ulamog's Dreadsire here. Vigilance, ward, sacrifice something with mana value 1 or greater, and then you get to create a Eldrazi creature by tapping it. We've got Twins of Discord here. Whenever you attack, choose odds or even. Creatures with mana value of that quality can't block this turn. Each other colorless creature you control has Bloodthirst 2. We've got Sifter of Skulls, Devoid, and then whenever another non-token creature you control dies, create an Eldrazi Scion token. Spawnbed Protector. At the beginning of your end step, return up to 1 target Eldrazi creature from the graveyard to your hand. Create 2 colorless Eldrazi Scion tokens. Eldritch Immunity. Target creature you control gains protection from each color until end of turn. And then you also can overload this. Really nice. Like, you know, just give protection to all your stuff. We've got Selective Obliteration here. Each player chooses a color, then exile each permanent unless it's colorless or it's only the color its controller chose. So any kind of, you know, dual colors get nerfed with this. Someone's got to choose, you know, if you're running, you know, this is really good for Eldrazi decks. We've got Bismuth, Mind Render here, Devoid, Menace. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, that player exiles cards from the top of their deck until they exile a non-land card. You may cast that one by paying life equal to its mana cost rather than paying its mana cost. Any kind of Thief decks, this is going to be really good in. I could potentially run this in my Don Andreas deck, but the one that really stands out for this is the new Gontai deck. This is going to go really well in that Gontai deck. We've got Mutated Cultist here. When you cast it, remove all counters from up to 1 target, a permanent or opponent. The next spell you cast costs 1 less for each counter removed this way. So you get to put counters on people and then remove them and, you know, gain stuff from it. And then these are the reprints in there. Keep in mind that it's interesting the reprints don't actually have the code and stuff in here. So it looks like they're like concept ones rather than that, because they've got, like, you know, some of them have got the year on here and they've removed this. So it looks like they're concept ones, or whoever is leaking seems to be, like, you know, in touch with them or something like that. The leaks seem to be coming from a decent source, because if they're getting the concepts from this, it's really, really interesting. Also, the background is the same on all of them, as you can see here, which makes me think it's like a, I don't know, some kind of set background that they've been using. Very, very interesting stuff. Let me know down in the comments what you guys think. I hope you guys had a wonderful day, and goodbye.